The most devastating element of the story is not the stolen house itself, but the systematic, long-term betrayal carried out by Reina's immediate family. This was not an impulsive act driven by desperation or misunderstanding. It was a carefully constructed scheme that unfolded over years, involving coordination between her parents and sister. Together, they created a reality in which Reina was stripped of resources, opportunities, and support while being told that her suffering was her own fault. Her parents played the central role in this betrayal. They intercepted her grandmother's letters, lied about Reina's mental state, sabotaged her career prospects through anonymous emails, and secretly redirected her hard-earned income. These actions ensured Reina would remain financially unstable and dependent, making it easier to justify controlling assets in her name. Meanwhile, her sister Brinley benefited materially, living in luxury and profiting from a house she had no right to own. What makes this betrayal particularly cruel is its normalization. Reina was constantly told that struggling was part of becoming independent, that hardship built character, and that she simply wasn't trying hard enough. These narratives disguised abuse as discipline and theft as responsibility. The family weaponized the idea of doing what's best for you to mask exploitation. This betrayal is systemic because every part of Reina's life was affected. Her housing, her finances, her career, her reputation, and even her relationship with her grandmother. The family didn't just take something from her. They constructed a cage around her, ensuring she could neither escape nor understand why she was trapped. The story powerfully exposes how betrayal by family is often the most damaging because it hides behind love, authority, and trust. A central tactic used against Reina is the deliberate branding of her as mentally unstable, a label that becomes a powerful tool for control. In the story, this accusation is not based on medical reality but is strategically deployed to strip Reina of autonomy and credibility. By framing her as incapable of managing money or making decisions, her parents justify their illegal control over her assets and silence any objections she might raise. This false narrative operates on multiple levels. Legally, it allows her parents to claim guardianship-like authority, managing property supposedly on her behalf. Socially, it isolates Reina by discrediting her voice. When she struggles, her reactions are used as proof of instability, creating a self-reinforcing loop where the more she resists, the more unstable she appears. Emotionally, it erodes her self-confidence, making her question her own perceptions and worth. The label also explains why institutions fail her. Employers reject her, banks deny her credit, and landlords refuse her applications. Not because she lacks ability, but because false information has poisoned her reputation. Mental illness, even when real, carries stigma. When fabricated, it becomes a devastating weapon. The story highlights how easily such claims can destroy someone's future when made by trusted authority figures. Importantly, Reina's response breaks this pattern. She does not try to prove her worth through emotional pleas, but through evidence and clarity. By exposing the lies, she reclaims her narrative. The story thus critiques how society often accepts claims of instability without scrutiny, especially when they come from parents, and shows how such labels can be used as tools of financial and psychological abuse. The theft of the lakeside home is not portrayed as simple greed, but as financial abuse masquerading as responsible family management. The family repeatedly frames their actions as practical, reasonable, and even benevolent. They claim Reina is too immature or too unstable to handle wealth, so they manage it for her benefit. In reality, this rhetoric hides fraud, embezzlement, and exploitation. Financial abuse is especially insidious because it is often invisible. Reina works multiple jobs, deposits money faithfully, and believes she is paying off student loans. She has no idea that her own mother is diverting those funds into a hidden account. As her debt grows and her credit collapses, she is blamed for being irresponsible, when in truth she is being robbed. The abuse is complete because it deprives her of both resources and understanding. The lakeside house becomes the symbol of this abuse. Purchased in Reina's name, it should have represented security and a future. Instead, it becomes a source of profit for others, housing Brinley's in-laws and generating rent, while Reina sleeps on couches and fears homelessness. The cruelty lies in the contrast. Luxury built on her suffering. What makes this abuse particularly realistic is its justification through family logic. The parents argue that the house is better used by someone more capable, that money can be settled later, and that family outcomes matter more than individual rights. The story dismantles this logic, showing that intent does not excuse harm, and that abuse wrapped in concern is still abuse. Financial control, when used without consent and transparency, is not care, it is theft. Meredith Vale, the grandmother, functions as both the moral compass and the legal force that restores justice in the story. Unlike other characters, she is not swayed by emotional manipulation, family hierarchy, or excuses disguised as concern. Her authority comes not only from wealth but from clarity, experience, and a deep sense of responsibility toward her granddaughter. Narratively, her return represents truth resurfacing after years of suppression. She asks direct questions, listens carefully, and relies on evidence rather than assumptions. While the parents attempt to dismiss her concerns as age-related confusion, she proves the opposite. She is sharper, more prepared, and more decisive than anyone else in the room. Her calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the panic of those who know they are guilty. Legally, the grandmother is the catalyst for accountability. She brings in an attorney, produces documentation, and initiates formal consequences rather than settling for emotional confrontation. This is crucial. The story emphasizes that justice is not achieved through shouting or forgiveness, but through process, law, and documentation. By revising her will, she also demonstrates that trust is conditional and must be earned. Morally, she validates Reina's suffering. For the first time, someone with power acknowledges that Reina was wronged and says so openly. This validation is transformative. It restores Reina's dignity and confirms that her pain was real, not imagined. The grandmother's role underscores a key message. Justice often requires someone willing to confront family wrongdoing without sentimentality. Love, in this story, is not blind loyalty but the courage to protect the vulnerable, even when the perpetrators share your blood. Although the story contains intense emotion, its resolution is driven not by impulsive revenge but by calculated, deliberate justice. Reina does not lash out blindly or seek sympathy. Instead, she collaborates with her grandmother to design a controlled exposure of the truth. The Thanksgiving dinner is not an accident. It is a carefully chosen stage where lies unravel under scrutiny. This distinction matters because it elevates the story beyond simple revenge fantasy. Raina's actions are grounded in evidence. Bank statements, handwriting analysis, printer identification codes, and legal documentation. Every accusation is supported, leaving no room for denial. This approach strips the perpetrators of their usual defenses: gaslighting, emotional appeals, and moral posturing. The calculated nature of the justice also reflects Raina's growth. Earlier in her life, she reacted with confusion, self-doubt, and fear. Now, she responds with composure and strategy. Her calm delivery contrasts with the hysteria of her family, reinforcing who truly holds power. The shift symbolizes her reclaiming control over her narrative. Importantly, justice is framed as accountability, not cruelty. Raina does not fabricate evidence or exaggerate harm. She simply demands restitution and allows the legal system to act. The consequences, prison, bankruptcy, loss of inheritance, are portrayed as the natural result of their actions, not personal vendettas. This theme reinforces a powerful message. True justice is not about humiliating others, but about restoring balance and protecting oneself. By choosing law over chaos, Raina ensures that the truth is permanent and the consequences unavoidable. Her restraint makes the outcome more satisfying and morally grounded. The final and most important arc of the story is Raina's reclamation of identity, agency, and future. While the plot revolves around money and property, the emotional resolution is about self-worth. For years, Raina internalized the belief that she was flawed, incapable, and destined to struggle. The exposure of the truth dismantles these lies and allows her to see herself clearly. Reclaiming the lakeside home is symbolic. It represents stability, safety, and the future she was denied. However, the story makes it clear that the house itself is not the ultimate victory. The true triumph is that Raina now understands that her failures were engineered, not deserved. This realization frees her from shame and self-blame. Her new life is intentionally described as purposeful rather than extravagant. She works in financial consulting and advocacy, helping others avoid the traps she fell into. This choice reflects healing rather than bitterness. She transforms trauma into insight, using her experience to empower herself and others. The relationship with her grandmother also evolves into one of mutual respect rather than dependency. When Raina says, "This is my home, the place I protect," she asserts ownership not just over property, but over her life. She is no longer surviving. She is choosing. The ending reinforces that reclaiming one's future is not about erasing the past, but about understanding it and moving forward without chains. Raina's happiness is quiet, grounded, and earned. That authenticity makes the conclusion emotionally satisfying and thematically complete.